Why did it do that? It flipped or something?
It did that before, remember?
Oh, there we go. We got it now. Sorry, guys. Y'all check it out. We'll get it all lined out here in a minute. About to do some taxidermy work. We got our epoxy done on these deer. We've been doing a few lives. Finishing these deer, doing a little taxidermy work. And we're going to finish them up today. We're going to paint these two. What's up, Jody? Hello from Kentucky. Gotcha. Danielle's sitting over here. Y'all can see her, like, see her right over there? Look, she's hiding over there in the corner. Got 10 on already. Alright. Well, getting ready to do some painting today, y'all. Hope everybody's doing okay on Friday. I got the weekend off, so got to get this job done, get these finished so I can do some fishing. What's up, Crunchy Cracker? You just sit there all the time, wait on us to go live? Queens, New York. Biram. What's up, Biram? I guess I'm pronouncing that right. Well, at least if you're waiting on us, Crunchy, you'll stay out of trouble anyways. That's the main thing. You'll got a couple things. I'm going to paint them real quick, but I got one more thing I'll do real quick, and I'll show y'all a couple things, how we hang these deer and all. So, I got a hanger system. Y'all can see right here. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit in a minute, but I got a hanger system on the back of this one. So this one's ready to take off. I noticed a while ago this one don't have the hanger system on there. So we'll give a few people some time to get on. Give Danielle right over there. Y'all check her out. She's over there hiding, making faces at me. But we'll give her a few minutes to say hello once some people get on before I run her out of the shop. But I'm gonna have to run her out because of the paint fumes. So we'll paint. I don't let nobody stay in the shop when I do that. I'll have to wear a respirator when I do it myself. I'm gonna spin this guy around where y'all can see this, and I'm gonna zoom in, give y'all a close up. Watch out, Oakley's in here. She's in the house. Well, alright, so what we hang our deer heads with, this is what's in our house too, is the, oh, this is backwards. I'm gonna have to give y'all another view. Y'all give me just 1 second. I gotta rob a couple. I run out of 2-inch drywalls too, and I need a couple of these. I got a few around different places. There's one right here. Watch out, girl. Alright, I had to rob a couple of drywall screws, y'all, but I got them. I needed some 2-inch drywalls. I run out. I knew that while ago and I forgot to get them. Need 2 of them long ones too. Put the head hanger system in. I need a couple, 3 short drywall screws. I just got some I just robbed out of the wall. Got a couple 3-inch drywall screws. Let me turn this around where y'all can see. If y'all ever hanging anything like a deer head mount, this is a little tip of the day here. If you're ever hanging a deer, like say you got deer on a board and you want to take them off the board and hang them on your wall, give them a nice clean look without the board. That's how we hang all of ours. Let me spin this around where y'all can see. Where y'all can read it. This is what we order from Taxidermy Supply Place. Head hanger system, you can get them online. That's a little picture of how it's going to be set up right there. That's it on the deer mount. So right there's, you got these rubber little bumpers right here, keep your wall from getting scuffed up. You got this aluminum bracket, 3 drywall screws in it. That's ready to hang on the wall. And what it does, it'll give us a nice clean look to where, you know, that hair is sitting like off of the that hair right there is sitting kind of off of the edge of the wall, and it won't be like folded up or pushed back like that or anything. And you don't have all them boards up there on the wall. So just a look at what we do, a little look at what we do. I'll show y'all one more thing right here. Give y'all a little sneak peek at the past while I'm thinking about it. Y'all check this out. Little history on us right here, y'all. I don't know if we've ever even showed any of this, but that's a little history and background. So if you've been on the channel for some time, y'all know we've been doing YouTube for 5 years, but this right here is the history. This is back. Dylan's 25 years old now, and that was a 51-pound blue we caught out of the river in a hoop net. That's my big bass I caught out of Darbone. These are catfish that we hand grabbed. Noodling catfish. That's Dylan. I think that was his first deer right there. I know we got lots of pictures of us fishing and stuff in here. Y'all check it out. That's back when we was doing a lot of offshore fishing. That's a catfish noodling trip. More catfish noodling. That's me and Dylan and cousin Derek. You'll see him in some of our videos. That's back in the day. Yeah. This is one of my old duck dogs right here. That's Lady. That's me and old Big Larry. Me and old Big Larry right there. He'll be going to Colorado with me this year. So yeah, we did a little bit of everything, y'all, back in the day. This is the early days of taxidermy work right here. It's a little sneak peek. Look a lot different now. That's before I grew the beard. But that was the early days of taxidermy. I was around 2000, probably 2005, 2006, somewhere in there. So even back then, we put out some pretty good looking deer heads back then. Just a little sneak peek. There's a couple more over here. Y'all can see, guys, old live scope's killing all the crappie. It sure is. Well, guess what? That was before live scope was invented. So, yep. Ducks. Look, there's old Danielle up there. Back in the day, y'all can tell she was always a hottie. Yep. She's over here laughing at me, I know now. Always been fishing, y'all. Just a little sneak peek at the past. Where's the shrimp boat picture? I know it's on here somewhere. I miss it. Is the shrimp boat picture on here?
A lot of pictures.
I don't know. That one might have went inside. Might have got took inside. I know this one was bow fishing. Something we haven't brought to the channel yet, but we may end up bringing some bow fishing. That was my bow fishing boat back in the day. That's offshore right there. Fishing the grass line below Grand Isle, 30-something miles out right there. Fishing the rip line, catching, I think that was a mahi right here. Was about to get that mahi in the boat. Just a little sneak peek. Trying to read the comments now, y'all. That old wall of fame, oh, that's just part of them. That ain't all of them, that's just part of them. There's a lot of history in the outdoors with what we're bringing to the YouTube channel, y'all. Just out here, turned around and looked and seen those pictures, thought I'd share that with y'all. But yeah, there's a lot of history on that, dating back to the late 90s on that wall right there. Pretty much. Yep, late 90s. Deer heads look great. They about to look great. Y'all gonna get to see the complete finish work, the painting and all that. I am gonna stick these hangers on real quick. Show y'all how I do that. Ain't nothing to it. If you ever want to take your backboards off and put them straight on the wall, this is how you do it. That's just a piece of rubber with a hole drilled in it. I always run a 3-inch drywall screw through that. Come right in here on the bottom. Run that one in. Do one on the other side. Same way. Yeah, if you got deer heads on the wall, they're on boards, and your boards don't match up, you ever want to change them out and do these, you can get these little hanger kits for, I don't know, $7, $8, $10, something like that. I always run my screw through there like that, so I got it ready. Now I can just go around over there on that other side and run it in. Hopefully you are right in the way. Make sure you don't run a 3-inch drywall screw through the front of the mount. That'd be bad. Then I got some short drywall screws I put my hanger on with. I'm gonna see if I can zoom y'all in just a second. Board, we don't really worry about the board because that's on the back side of the deer there, you know. Danielle, you reading the comments for me?
I haven't seen him.
Huh?
I'm not seeing, I mean, you're saying hello.
There's comments.
I say something about you.
Yep, that's it right there, y'all. Hmm?
So that's seeing. Hello from Rockford, Alabama.
Y'all check that out.
Looks great for you.
Alright. I'm gonna zoom y'all back out. What is it?
I didn't realize how far you were zoomed in, and I poked my head over, you know.
What's Michael saying?
Where?
In all seriousness, those walls are what it's all about.
Yeah, and the mounts are really looking sharp. Strong work right there.
Oh yeah, Michael, those that's just, you know, back then we didn't really have the technology to film and all like we've got now, and I don't know, sometimes I hate technology and sometimes I like it, but I like the fact that it's come far enough along that we can actually share some of what we do. I wish we'd have started back in those days when we were noodling catfish and all that before that even got popular, before any of the YouTubers come out. We were doing that before any of the YouTubers come out doing that stuff, you know, back in the day. But
Justin said hello.
it is what it is.
Your heads look great.
So I'm fixing to set them up.
Big non-control looks great from the back. Hey, right behind you. You done?
Huh?
You
Done what?
done? Kissing the paint.
Well, I mean, pretty close in a minute. You got a couple minutes. Y'all say hello to Danielle because I'm going to have to run her out of here.
Thunderstorm in Kentucky.
Thunderstorms, y'all be careful up there in the thunderstorms. I'm hoping that stuff lays out. We had a trip planned next week, and now it's looking like thunderstorms for that trip, so I'm hoping that changes or something.
Yeah, I looked at that. That looks rough.
All right.
Hey, Danielle.
So-
Hello, Crunchy Cracker.
What I'm about to do,
Nice work. Great content, guys. Keep it up.
thanks Justin, thanks Steven, everybody else, Crunchy Cracker. What we're about to do, some of y'all's been following along on this little project. We've done all of our epoxy work. We're finished with that. So I'm about to airbrush.
That's why I'm leaving. They're saying don't get run out. That's why I'm leaving.
Yeah.
The
Well,
paint.
she's hiding over there now behind the deer.
I was over there, but you got screwed too long.
She's just making a guest appearance. I gotta run her out because of the paint fumes. I'll have to put a respirator on to do this, or lose brain cells, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
But
I need that.
I'm visiting an airbrush. I'm gonna spray 4 different color paints. I'll show y'all what we use on this and how we finish up this job on a taxidermy on a deer head. And then I'm gonna put a clear coat on the horns. I use a matte finish on that, and we'll also put a clear coat back over the paint. Paint will be on the nose, the mouth, and around the eyes, and maybe a little touch up in and around the ears, just depending on how the ears turn out. But there could be a little touch up around the ears, but we'll see how that turns out in a minute. And it could be some touch up if there's any exposed skull plate around the base of the horns or anything like that, or any holes in the cape or hair that's messed up. You can touch that up with an airbrush. This buck right here is a double. Y'all notice this right here he's a double white patch, what we call a double white patch. He's got this secondary white patch down here. Real pretty cape. Hadn't been fighting a lot. He had a torn ear up here. Had to fix that. But he hadn't been fighting a lot. He's in pretty good shape. Cape looks good. Hair's good. Just turned out to be a pretty mount. The camera angles aren't even gonna show it like justice. I'll give y'all a little bit of look at some of the detail. Maybe I can give y'all some detail right there. Y'all check this out. What I do with these necks on these deer and stuff. Like the eyes, a lot of that stuff. Yep. You got the texture in the nose. All this is fixing to come to life when I put the paint on. It's going to turn out, it's going to be a good looking mount. Both of them are going to be good looking mounts. These forms we get from Second to Nature. Used to be a different company, but it's Second to Nature is where we get our forms from. I got some down there I like pretty good. A lot of our other supplies, we get some supplies from them. We get some from Van Dyke's or Wasco. Some different companies we buy some stuff from. Taxidermy supplies that went through the roof. To get one in this kind of shape, just the material alone is around $225 for us to get it shipped to us, all the materials to do a deer like this. And be epoxy. This deer will last a lifetime right here. You keep them out of the sunlight. But to do one like this, you're looking at just $225 in material. When I started doing taxidermy work in 2003, it cost me oh, that's okay, Crunchy, I got you. It cost me about $75 in material to do a deer in 2003. And it's just went up from there. Inflation got us probably a couple bad boats at the ballot box, but ain't nothing I can do about that. I didn't make those bad boats. But I ain't gonna get too much into that today. I'm gonna try to stay off my soapboxes today. I'm gonna keep it business today. Show y'all a finished product on a deer head taxidermy work. So I'm gonna let Danielle, she gonna have to say hello real quick.
Oh, it's time.
You ain't gonna speak to them? Yeah, you gonna have to.
Let's say it.
Well, they was waiting on you to say hi.
Hey. Hello.
She just got in from work. She's got to go do some stuff, get some supper cooked, stuff like that.
I'm not cooking supper.
She says she ain't cooking supper. She want to go out to eat tonight. I'll probably take her out to eat since yesterday was our anniversary.
I don't want to go out to eat.
So,
I want a steak. Cook it at home.
She wants a steak at home, so I guess I'll go to town and get her a steak then. Whatever she wants, I'm going to get her. As long as she stays happy.
Always.
All right, well, she's gone. Her and Oakley, they're out the door. So I'm gonna show y'all a little bit about the painting process. We're gonna airbrush. We're gonna airbrush this before we do our clear coats. I'll be rushing in a minute, so I'll go ahead and show y'all. This is Super Fish Gloss. I know it's backwards, but it's Super Fish Gloss. Maybe I can turn this back forward. Well, I don't know. Show y'all what we're working with on products here. I hate showing y'all that backwards view and then you can't read like what we're using. All right, let's try this one more time. So, Second to Nature, that's where we bought this from. That's just an acrylic. It's a matte finish clear coat. That's what I'm gonna be spraying. That's what I'm gonna be spraying on the antlers to coat them. It's not a shiny finish, just a matte finish, but it is a clear coat, so it'll lock in all of the all the original scarring and coloring in the horns. It'll lock in that color. And when we finish our paint on the nose and around the eyes, I'm gonna touch it lightly. This is a lacquer based super gloss. It's what we put on fish when we do fishing stuff. Super gloss, super fish gloss. I use that, just put a light coat on my lacquer paint jobs to kind of hold that lacquer in place and to seal that lacquer in. And it'll make it a little shinier around the eyes and around the nose and all. I want that area shiny because normally a deer, when they're alive, the nose would be wet. Horns, they don't normally shine. They normally look just like they are now. So I try to make it as natural as possible. That's why I put a matte finish up here. So that's two of those that I'll be using. I'll show you all my paints real quick. From our, I have to leave this phone over here in the corner, y'all, because this is where only place I've got Wi-Fi. It's the only place I can stream until we get better Wi-Fi out here. We're working on getting that. Polytransfer lacquer. That's what I paint with. We'll be using the same brand Polytransfer of paints. I'll show y'all what colors we'll be using. This is just some lacquer thinner, can lacquer thinner. I clean everything, clean my airbrush and all with just cheap lacquer thinner. This lacquer thinner, I use it to thin my paint. I stay with the brand of my paint to, if I need to add a little to my lacquer paints. This is a lacquer thinner that I use for just cleaning my airbrush and whatnot. And here's the 4 paints I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using flesh color. It's Polytransfer flesh. Use that in fish, use it in a lot of animal mounts, use it in deer. It's a number, this is lacquer, and it's a number, maybe y'all can see that. It's number 165 lacquer. This one is going to be Diver's Gray. That's our base coat. We're actually going to tie in, y'all can see the dark line between like the gray epoxy and the dark skin. We're going to tie that in and coat everything in this Diver's Gray before we even get started painting. That's basically our blend coat right there. Black umber. The Diver's Gray is number 32. It's lacquer base number 32 on Diver's Gray. The black umber, another Polytransfer paint. This is probably one of my favorite colors that I use a lot to tie in like colors around deer's eyes and stuff, nose and everything. It's number 29. And then of course I keep handy some black. This is number 30, the black is, and I'll keep it handy. And once we use our black umber, this is just a really dark brown is what it is. Once we use this around our eyes and around our nose, we'll also come back and touch up just a little bit with the black. Let me turn this back around where y'all can hear me and see me now. I know y'all can hear me, but y'all be able to see me. Let me go back around with this one more time. Sorry about moving the camera around. Alright. So, if y'all notice, a lot of deer mounts. Like you get your deer back, or if you're looking at people's taxidermy work, a lot of your deer mounts, the nose is just black. Well, that's easy and cheap. It'd be real easy for me to just load this in my airbrush, spray that nose black, I'm done for the day, right? No, that's not what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna show y'all why when I get done. By putting a base coat of gray, coming back with the black umber, and nobody really taught me this. I picked up on all this myself when I started doing this. I went and studied and looked at deer live, and I wanted my nose pads and stuff to look as close as possible to those natural deer. Let me answer these questions real quick. Get her a steak, definitely gonna do that. Doug says you did a great job on both those bucks. Thank you, Doug. Not finished yet, but we about to. Y'all get to see it. New Jersey fishing. Hello, New Jersey fishing, my good friend. Hope you're doing well. Chandler Wyndham.